This film, Chicken Tikka, is about a couple having a lot of marital problems. He claims to not love her anymore, and she is pregnant and considering terminating the pregnancy. But rehashing the reasons they love each other and the way they fell in love, like oversharing Chicken Tikka, helped them make up and resolve their problems. And I thought it was a very sweet film, and it had a major theme of resilience and pushing through problems, which is really important. And I thought they were able to convey a lot in a very short amount of time. And I love the cinematography, especially during the dancing bit at the end. That was really beautiful and sweet to watch.
This film is a great examination of the challenges that relationships can have, especially those that have marinated over the years. They're not fresh, they're not the oldest, they're somewhere in that uncomfortable middle. And that discomfort can be felt very palpably throughout this entire short. But what's so great is the relief that we get at the end. We're able to see them face conflict head on, but actually be made stronger by it, which is what one wants out of any, good and meaningful relationship. So the joy and the dancing and the general celebration that they get to have at the end feels so much more earned because the conflict throughout feels so real and raw and serious.
Chicken Tikka, I absolutely loved this. I loved a lot of the choices that they made. I loved them choosing to have her not reveal anything until after they've had their conversation at the very, very end. I also kind of really liked the approach they took to it. I think it was blunt. I think it was insane. I think that I would not have handled it necessarily as well as she did if I was in that position. But I do like that they eventually just like got to this point where obviously something was bothering him. She kept pushing and pushing and didn't want it to just be a thing that like got blown off. Obviously the way that it came out was not great, but the fact that then they sat down and had a conversation afterwards, I thought showed the strength of their relationship. And then to really kind of like, there's all of these things that are like, you dress it up as something nicer, you put a shine or a finish on it when you're presenting different facets of your life to kind of the outside world. And I think that shows and TV, films, books, all of these different, media and, forms of storytelling do this to some extent of like having a sort of shine or finish or, a sort of almost like not quite fairy tale, but like a magical element to relationships. And some of them take a more realistic approach, absolutely. But I liked that they made the choice to show like your relationship doesn't always feel like that. It doesn't always feel magical. It doesn't always feel easy. You don't always have that moment, that thing, that, butterflies or whatever he was saying. And I liked that they chose for her to be like, yeah, me neither, but I still woke up every morning and made the choice to be with you, made the choice to honor the commitment, made the choice to acknowledge that this is the life that I was signing up for, even when it wasn't great, even when it wasn't pretty, even when it wasn't this or that or whatever. And I think that it was such a great way of describing a relationship, especially like a longer relationship that maybe had gone a little stagnant. Maybe they had, gone away from communicating great, and, they had gone away from some of the things that made their relationship so great in the beginning, which I think happens with everybody. It just in life, not even necessarily just romantic relationships. I think it's something that happens. You ebb and flow in life and in relationships. Sometimes you have stronger connection and communication, and sometimes that, fades a little bit, and you have to make the choice and make the conscious effort to make sure it doesn't completely fall away and make sure it's something that you still actively want and, all of that stuff. And I think that they did such a great job of showing that in a relationship and showing it be like real and authentic. And then I liked that they waited until the end to have her kind of reveal the pregnancy because then you knew that their relationship was solid by itself, that then it helps quell the insecurities that can pop up later of like, are we still together just because of the baby, because of how everything happened? Because the way that it happened to play out for this in this scenario is that no, because they had already resolved their kind of issues before it came out. So I really, really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was wonderful.
This film was called Chicken Tikka. This was a quiet, thoughtful short. What set it apart for me was the believable storyline and dialogue. You really feel for both characters, going through very challenging times in their relationship. The dialogue moves along at a good pace, and the narrative unfolds very smoothly. I thought the performers were excellent, so grounded. Chill, moving soundtrack at the end. The location of the suburban home was excellent, and great editing and direction. Interesting ending, which makes me want to see more of this in a feature. Well done. Check it out.